The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 16, Tristain. Lorik enters the trading hall and draws everyone's eyes again. He walks up to the counter and the man has the same reaction as the woman before. "Welcome. How may I help you?" he asks. "I want to sell the corpses of 15 beastmen and some animals," Lorik replies. "All right, follow me, please," the man says before leading them to a door. The other side is an empty room with a stone floor. It's smooth and stained with dried blood. "Please take out their bodies and lay them one by one so I can inspect them," the man says while motioning to the floor. Lorik starts taking out the 15 beastmen bodies. Their blood leaks onto the floor. The man spends half an hour inspecting all 15. Cyrilda tells him that the last one comprehended a law. The man takes out a small circular device the size of his thumb. "It's the water law," he says before putting it away. He then stores all 15 bodies and blood before asking Lorik to take out the animals next. He takes out all 21 rabbits, 6 boars, and 9 deer. He keeps 1 deer for himself. The man inspects them, all of them having been killed by Lorik's bow. Once he's done, he stores them away too. "Would you like to be paid in points or gold?" the man asks. "Can I split it and get half in points and the other in gold?" Lorik asks, and the man nods. "Then half in points and the other in gold," Lorik says before the man leads them outside. There's a shouting match going on between Rowan and another student now. A man is standing behind the student smiling. He's wearing a military uniform, but it's different from Cyrilda's martial one. Cyrilda sighs before walking off to them. Lorik and the man walk back to the counter, ignoring them. "For the corpses and animals, you will be paid 5,360 points, along with 3,400 gold. Do you agree to this sale?" The man asks before Lorik nods. "Great. Here is your gold. The points will be added to your account shortly," he says before Lorik turns and walks away. He walks over to Rowan and Cyrilda. Sarah and Vera are with them. The man Rowan was shouting with is joined by 3 other students. The man and Cyrilda are speaking with each other now, but Cyrilda looks mad as she speaks. The man has short green hair and green eyes. The student Rowan was shouting at has blonde hair and gray eyes. He looks handsome, but has an angry expression on his face. One of his teammates is a woman, the other 2 are men. One man has black hair while the other has brown. The woman has long, silky brown hair. Each one is glaring at Rowan, Sarah, and Vera. "What happened?" Lorik asks while walking up behind Vera. She turns around to answer before screaming when she sees him. Cyrilda stops talking and turns upon hearing it. "Is your sale done?" she asks before he nods. "Are you okay?" Vera asks worriedly while checking him for injuries. "Yeah, it's not my blood," Lorik replies before looking at the blonde man. "Anyway, what happened? Who's he?" he asks. "That would be Tristain. He's been..." Sarah starts before Tristain starts talking. "Not only do you have a commoner on your team, but he comes to the academy covered in dirt and blood. You should really take up my offer," he says with a laugh. Lorik just looks at him before placing his hand on his chin. "What? Do you have a problem?" Tristain says as Lorik keeps looking at him. "Your name sounds familiar. I'm trying to remember where from." Lorik replies before snapping his fingers and smiling. "Right? You're the idiot that tried to place a bid for more points than they had," Lorik says loudly, causing some of the nearby students listening in to start laughing. "That's it. Draw your sword and stop hiding," Tristain shouts while drawing a metal sword on his hip. Its blade is covered in engravings and its hilt is decorated with gems. Upon seeing the blade, Lorik sighs. "What a disgrace of a sword," he mutters. "Now what's this about hiding?" Tristain and his team here are Team 2. They've challenged your team to a team battle, but as you were out doing a task, they had to postpone it. Tristain has been spreading rumors that you've been hiding. Cyrilda replies before shaking her head, "Which is ridiculous. No disciple of mine would hide. I'd drag them out myself if need be," she adds. "When are we fighting?" Lorik asks while glaring at Tristain. "Let's do it tonight. Beating you won't be hard." Tristain replies before walking away. "See you tonight. I hope your disciples don't disappoint," the man says as the rest of Tristain's team follows him out. "So why are you covered in mud and blood?" Vera asks after he leaves. "I'll tell you. Lorik, go and shower, then I'll explain what happened," Cyrilda says before walking out of the trading hall. They return to the dorms and Lorik takes a shower. He has to first rinse off the mud to get his clothes off. The mud and blood had stuck them to his skin. After spending an hour scrubbing away all the mud, he comes out fresh. After walking downstairs, he finds the others sitting on the couches. He sits down next to Vera before she speaks. "How the hell did you reach 7th tier?" Vera asks. "I was looking forward to rubbing in your face that I'm 8 tier now," she adds while pouting her lips. "No idea, I just did." Lorik replies with a small smile. "So what's the deal with Tristain?" "He's challenged us to a team battle after you left for your task. After he found out you were gone, he started saying you're hiding to avoid the fight," Rowan replies. "He also keeps saying that a princess shouldn't have a commoner teammate, so he keeps trying to use your hiding as a reason for him to be added to Team 1, Sarah adds. "What's more, his master Maeve, the man he was with before, is a retired general. He's always been envious of me, wanting to be the marshal instead of me, so he's been egging Tristain on, no doubt," Cyrilda replies. "So how's the fight going to work? Will it be a 4-on-4? Lorik asks. "No, it'll be 4 one-on-one matches. You'll be drawing numbers before the match. Whoever gets the same numbers will be fighting. If it ends in 2 victories per team, then the 2 winners will fight. There's an hour until the match starts. We'll have to leave in half an hour. Also, don't hold back. I want you guys to put that jackass in his place." Cyrilda replies with a grin. "Did you really sleep in a tree?" Rowan asks after a few silent seconds. "Yeah, it was the best way to keep safe while sleeping. Plus, it wouldn't draw attention." Lorik replies before they ask more questions. He answers all their questions about what he did during his hunt. "Well, what have you been up to during these 2 weeks?" Lorik asks after answering another question. "After clearing our dungeon, we took on a few tasks. They were easy ones, though, just clearing some wolves and goblins," Rowan says. "While they were out, I took on more tasks, during which I became an 8-tier mage." Vera adds proudly. "We're both 8th tier as well. I was thinking we'd finally all be the same level, but then you become a 7th tier," Sarah says, causing Lorik to laugh. "It's time to go," Cyrilda says, while suddenly standing up. The 4 followed her out of their dorm. They lock up and head to the arena. The academy has 5 small arenas and 1 large one. There are also 5 fields that can be used for sparring. Cyrilda leads them to Arena 3 and to the arena floor. There's a stage in the center of the arena. The stands are partially filled with students. There's a small crowd of soldiers, all wearing their uniforms, sitting together. On the stage, Tristain and his team are waiting. There's a man holding a wooden staff. He's wearing long gray robes and has blue hair. His eyes are blue, and he's standing next to 2 boxes. Each box is a foot tall and a half as wide. Maeve, the man from before, wearing the same military uniform, is standing next to Tristain. Finally, Tristain mutters as they walk on stage. Once everyone's on stage, the man in the robe steps forward. "Now that everyone's here, we'll get started," they say before pulling out a small stack of paper. "You 4 will draw numbers from these boxes. You'll fight whoever draws the same number as you. Team 2 will draw first. As agreed upon by both teams, if Team 1 loses, Team 2 will take their place and become the new Team 1. If they lose, Team 2 will pay 5,000 points each to Team 1. 2 of their team points will also be transferred to Team 1. The man shouts before taking out a pen. He draws the number 1 on 2 pieces of paper. He does the same for numbers 2, 3, and 4. Team 2 then walks over to the second box as the man adds 1 of each numbered papers to it. They take turns drawing numbers from the box. They draw numbers with Tristain first. Tristain draws number 4 from the box. Once they've drawn, Team 1 walks over. Lorik leads the way, quickly walking past Sarah in front. He reaches into the box and a faint trace of aura comes from his hand. The man in the robe, Cyrilda, and Maeve all look at him surprised at this time. Given their senses, they can easily feel it, but they can't tell what he's doing. A moment later, Lorik pulls out the paper with the number 4 on it. "Hope you put up a good fight," Lorik says while looking at Tristain. The others draw their papers and get ready. Rowan drew 3, Sarah 2, and Vera 1. "Young man, what did you just do?" The man asks Lorik after everyone's drawn. "I tracked your aura," Lorik admits, surprising the man again. He smiles before turning to the crowd. "We'll be starting the match now. We'll start with number 4. Take your places, contestants." The man shouts before walking to the edge of the stage. Everyone besides Lorik and Tristain leaves the stage. They stop a few feet away before turning around to watch. The man in the robe is a grand mage, so if they tried anything, he'd easily know. He might not be able to stop Cyrilda, but he'll know if she interferes. Once everyone's off the stage, the man turns to the two. "Are the both of you ready?" he asks. "Yeah." "This will be quick," Tristain says. "Then let the match begin." The robed man shouts while swinging his staff.